Looks like I've gotten so much into Zero that I have myself merged with the card shop and have become part of it myself. Welcome guys to today's deck and fight, which of course is going to be the first one for set 3, and it is a deck of set 3 that I've been excited about by far the most, which of course is going to be Messiahs. So Messiahs were hyped up quite a lot. Of course it's a deck that I personally really love throughout G. I play it now in V Premium 2, but you know, they ported forward some cards that were very strong, like Arrestor Messiah, but then it feels like the deck still kind of struggles because it's very piece reliant on two specific grade 2s, and Big Crunch feels like a 4 of, and it's a GR, and they only have a 2 of as well, so it's like not fantastic. But we'll talk about the deck a little bit and play some games and kind of like run you through how it works. I would say it's a high tier deck, but I don't know if I would call it like tier 1. You know, that kind of like sums up all of set 3 in my opinion. Like set 3 is a very like well balanced set. It's not a busted crazy set like set 2 or set 1 before the nerfs were. So let's talk about Messiahs real quick. So the first, our main grade 3 is Alter Ego Messiah. So his GB2 got nerfed to the ground, which is really unfortunate. He says GB2 once per turn. During your turn, yes, during your turn, this used to be during any player's turn, when a locked card is unlocked, you may Soul Blast 1 to draw a card. Yeah. This only happens during your turn now, so you have to keep one thing from unlocking until the end phase if you're on GB2 to get that extra draw, which is really, really unfortunate. And when you stride, another nerf coming up, when you stride into a G unit, cost 1, choose one of your rear guards and one of your opponent's rear guards and lock them both. During that turn, your Vanguard gets plus 5k, and then at the beginning of your opponent's next battle phase, the locked card, your opponent's locked card that was locked by this effect, unlocks. So it doesn't even stay locked until the end turn. It's really unfortunate. Like, I think Alter Ego kind of sums up why Messiahs are kind of struggling, is because they were just very, I don't know, they really wanted to nerf them, I guess. It's pretty unfortunate. It's pretty unfortunate, but we can still salvage this. Of course, Chaos Breaker is also not a bad ride target because you go into stuff that locks your opponent's stuff, and so that way, even if you ride Chaos and you go into something like a Big Crunch, or you use, you know, some of your other like locking cards, it's not a bad card to ride into, because that way at least you can, you know, you can still get something out of it. If you don't know what Chaos does, he says he is buffed, which is good. So he says, Limerick 4 at the beginning of your turn, Soul Blast 1, choose a opponent's rearguard that was unlocked during their last end phase and retire it, and if you did, draw 1. So buffed Chaos is very nice as well, so that's definitely a good thing. And can almost 1 once per turn on Vanguard Circle and discard 2 Starvaders to lock an opponent's rear guard. But of course, we don't run any Starvaders outside of Chaos Breaker and 2 of the Astral Reaper and 1 of the Palladium, so we're not looking to use that skill at all. We're looking to just like ride Chaos sometimes and stride over him. Then of course, Heal Guardians, no surprise there. One of grade 3 is the grade 3 Lady Gunner. So Lady Gunner says, when placed on Vanguard Circle GB1, if your Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater Messiah, so this, you can be sitting on Chaos and going into Amnesty Messiah here, you can lock one of your own rear guards, and then you choose one of your opponent's rear guards and lock it, but at the beginning of their next battle phase, that card will unlock. So it's the same as the Alter Ego, which is a bit of a shame. Now the two most important cards of the deck, one is Arrestor Messiah, which is a grade 2, and he was a card in GB205, so this got ported forward. So Arrestor Messiah says, GB1 on Vanguard Circle when placed, if your Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater Messiah, for that turn he gets plus 2k in the following ability. At the end of the battle you attack the Vanguard, you may lock him, and then choose any fighter's back row rearguard and lock it. So this is really good because you lock himself and then you attack with your Amnesty Messiah to unlock him, and as a result he restands, which is good. This is how you get multi-attacks, so double Arrestor to face into double unlock equals 5 attacks, which is very good when your opponent's on high damage. Alternatively, we have the Awakening Messiah, which says Rearguard Circle GB1, during your turn when this unit is unlocked, you can choose one of your other rearguards and stand it and give it plus 2k. So if we don't have Arrestor, we can put down a Awakening Messiah in the back row and lock it by either Alter Ego skill or by using something like the Lady Battler, who says GB1, Rearguard Circle once per turn, choose one of your other rearguards, or choose any of your rearguards and lock it, and then she gets plus 4k. So this is a way to just like flip face down the Arrestor, sorry, not the Arrestor, the Awakening, and then that way you make use of the skill. Otherwise you just put him down early on like turn 2 or something, and then get ready to lock him up on the next turn. I play 2 of the Astral Reaper just for the resist. some lists run 4 and they don't play the Awaking at all, but I feel like this deck doesn't really do as much without Awaking, so I think it's really important. But it's a resist plus on-hit Vanguard Soul plus 1, look at top 5 for a card with the same name as your Vanguard and add it to hand, which isn't bad either. Then we play countercharging PGs. My one of grade 1 is the Palladium, because it still works. You can choose something that unlocks your opponent's end phase and basically just count -1, put him into Soul, and, you know, make use of it. Thank you. Cancel. It's rare to see a Russian comment in chat that's not from lore. So yeah. that literally made me lose my composure. So yeah, the Palladium is a pretty good card, just kind of like have as a one-of. We play countercharging PGs, and of course the Destiny Dealer as a Stride Fodder / search for our grade 3 Messiah, which of course will be more of in the future. And the best grade 1 is the Sacrifice Messiah, who says GB1, when one of your rear guards locks during your turn, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Messiah in its name, you may lock this card to countercharge 1 and give another unit plus 3k. So this is our form of countercharge, and it's also our form of like more self-locking, so we can get more unlocks during the battle phase. The starter is Neon Messiah, who says GB1, during your turn when this card unlocks, you can put it to your soul to search your deck for grade 3 Messiah and add it to hand, and it cannot be retired by your opponent's card effects. But yeah, moving forward for the G zone, we have, like, honestly, if I could, this would be 4 Big Crunch and none of these guys. So Judgment Messiah is a fine card. You can go into it as a first stride. It says when its attack hits a Vanguard, you can choose one of your opponent's back row rear guards and lock it, and then you can choose one any player's locked cards and unlock it. So usually you want to unlock your own, so it's not bad, but you, generally speaking, just go into this instead, which is the Amnesty Messiah, which is the main stride. So when it attacks the Vanguard, count +1, choose any number of lock cards and unlock them. For that battle, for each unlocked unit, he gets plus 3k, and if you unlock 3 or more, he gets a crit. So it's pretty good because you get to push with him as well. You'll probably need 3 in the long run because of Exilix, which will come out in the future, but for the time being, you can definitely work with 2. But Big Crunch, I think, is the one you really want as a 4 of right now, but in the long run, I think you'll go down to 2 as well because of Chaos Universe. But he says GB2 once per turn, count +1 and G Persona Blast, and then you choose an opponent's front row rear guard, and then you lock that entire column. Unfortunately, this doesn't work like Root Flare, where you can choose the back row and then lock that column. You have to choose a front row, so if they have a resist in the front row, you can't affect that column, which really sucks. But this does lock for the whole turn. It doesn't Omega lock like it did in the TCG, which is unfortunate, but when the Messiah lock sucks so bad, it's kind of fine. And then we play one of the Harmonics Messiah, which is our form of unlocking, which doesn't, like, you only really need this, I guess, when, like, you have both of your front rows locked by your opponent's effects, and, like, because Amnesty needs to, like, this needs to attack Vanguard, so if you have, like, you're playing against Glendios and they lock all of your front rows, so the only way to, like, unlock with him is when attacking Vanguard, so that's kind of like you're out to that, so it's not bad to have as, like, a one-of in the G-Zone. So that's the whole deck, that's basically the whole deck, so let's take a look at how it works in-game, as, of course, this is definitely one that's been it's one that a lot of people have been very excited about. A lot of comments been asking, like, Messiah when, Messiah when, Messiah when, Messiah when. So yes, here you go, finally. Messiah when, Messiah now. I will be making, like, Diablo and Gurgrit ones as well, so you can look forward to that in the future. You might be wondering why you were seeing the Twitch chat earlier when we were doing the deck presentation part, but I was recording some games on stream and realized that I can't record games on stream when I do DifferentFights, because, like, these videos surprisingly require quite a bit of concentration when I'm recording them, and so I wasn't very satisfied with how they turned out, so I decided to retake the gameplay part. And also this means that I can offer you the games in 60 FPS, which I do like quite a lot. But we are going first here. We got some nice parts in this hand though, which I'm quite thankful for, especially the Arrestor is very important. Right into the Destiny Dealer here. We don't really do much in the early game, especially against, like, Novas. I haven't run into Blous in a long time, so this will be an exciting game to see how it pans out, but definitely not a matchup that I've played against too much. But let's see how it paces out. Ooh, he's gonna start with an early rush, or... Wow, I thought he called that down to search for Victor, but I think it really is just for early rush. I guess that's one way to be Messiah. I mean, you can just literally bum rush them down and then see what happens. No defensives either on our side, which I guess is fine for the time being. We find another PG, which is always good. Gonna ride the resist. We need to keep the Arrestor in hand though, because of course it's a very important combo piece for later on. We get a draw into a Awaking, which is actually good. Awaking is always good because we play 4 and you don't really need, like, more than 1 on board at a time. So you're happy to, like, put it down as intercept and, like, burn it as an intercept sometimes too. He rides into the Mars. I'm assuming he's gonna call down something else here to keep rushing. Right? No! He's just gonna swing. So I can keep playing slow as well here, which is kind of good for me. The only thing is, I need to top deck another attacker. Like, the arresters are kind of pesky in that you have to be, like, very peculiar in how you play with them. So, that's the only thing here. Okay, Chaos top deck is also good as a good stride fodder. Check out this beautiful animation, though. Very good. Very good, very good. So here we can kind of like afford to put this down because we actually need a grade 1 more so than the Awakening at this point. Like when I have a arrestor in hand, I'm usually like I don't care about the Awakening as much because they sort of clash in what they do for the most part. We heal out down to 2, which is also really good. So I'm quite thankful for that. Okay, let's see if he responds with a heal. He does not. And I'm assuming he's gonna go into the break right here and stride into Vic 10 and push a bit of damage. Probably push us like 4 at least this turn. So being pushed to 4 is fine for me. I'm more so thinking like if I don't draw into a grade 1 that isn't the PG for next turn, my arrestor is actually not doing that much, which is really annoying. It's really annoying. Okay, Vic 10. He will be able to also search off of the Morgan Rod because he's technically still in the Blou Vanguard, funnily enough. This is interesting, so he's, I'm assuming, in a swing with the boost. Yes, he is. So what's interesting here is that, oh nice, we did get a nice booster. So this will be, this hits, he can almost like stands this and he used the Vic 10 skill to stand the booster and make a 22k column. But he doesn't check a trigger, so I'm assuming he's not going to do that anymore because I'm on 26, so I actually shut down this column. If he does go for it, he's going to just use the searcher skill, see what he finds. I don't think he has to actually show me. No, he does. Okay, shows a Mars. Good to know. Yeah, Blouse with the Victor cards actually aren't that bad. Ooh, okay. So he's making use of the attack. That does feel like a CB wasted, but I guess it's fine. Oh no, he didn't CB waste. He used the Vic 10, so it's fine. Okay. We only have 1 lock on our side of the field. We do want to start off with Amnesty here because we can get a multi-attack going. I will discard this because I don't have another attacker, so I do need a way to attack into the intercept first. If we draw into 1 here, then it's fine. We just keep the Chaos for next turn. We don't. We get another Stride Fodder though, which is good. Here we're going to basically lock up like this. Lock up these 2. That's good. And go in with an Arrestor. We need a grade 1 behind the Arrestor as well, after the Arrestor restands. We can technically lock this. Doesn't really make sense though, because it's gonna get this unlocks at the start of the battle phase, right? Oh no, it doesn't, huh? It doesn't. So we can actually keep the starter locked so he doesn't get any more searchies, which is pretty good. Alright, so we swing with this. It's gonna lock itself. No defensives, which is excellent for me as well. We're gonna lock up. This is an intercept, right? Technically, I could lock my own thing here, and then swing in with the crit, and then be able to push to 5 no matter what. Is that worth it, though? Because technically the power is going to be the same, but then I don't get to lock that. It's really tempting, because this way I can also make sure the last attack hits, but I don't really care about it hitting. But he's going to search. Like, the thing is going to hit me when I'm already on 5, right? With the Vanguard. So I think I'm gonna actually lock my own thing. I'm gonna lock my own thing here. I think this is the safer play. And so with this, we can basically do this. And unlock 3, get the crit and the big power. And use Neon Messiah's skill to also search out Stride Fodder for next turn. Or Slash Attacker, you know, can be used for both purposes. PG checked for first. Palladium featuring Lady Battler. Not great, but not bad either. How many heals do we have left in deck? 2. Just because if we top deck another Arrestor next turn, the multi-attack turn is really strong. I'm going to push to 5 here. Push to 5, we have 1 intercept and a heal guard and 2 PGs. I don't really know if we will be fine. Like, Blouse still have an insane like power spike on their break right turn, that if he goes for it this turn, I think I might be in trouble. Yeah, he's going for Galaxy. Was it right of me to give that CB? Because now we can CB 3 to restand everything. Oh, never mind. He had Claydol. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Cool Hank is huge, actually. Ooh, Cool Hank is really big here. Cool Hank is really big. I think I'm in trouble. I need a defensive. I need a defensive or I'm dead. That's crazy. Oh, interesting. So the Break Ride restands everything, right? So I guess that's why he used the Cool Hank like that, because he wants to like stack triggers first on the 10k and then make use of the Cool Hank. I'm guessing that's what he's going for here. Yeah, he is. Okay. Heal whiffed. Again, punished for my 5th damage push there. But at least this kind of disables an attack. Gives me slight hope in survival, but probably not. Like, he checks one more trigger and I'm dead, because then I'm still dealing with 3 more attacks here, right? Or 2 more attacks, 2 more attacks. If he doesn't hit it. No, more. 3. At least 3, if he doesn't hit triggers. If he hits a trigger... Yeah, pushing the 5th damage was a bad idea. Like, I don't know. I thought about it for a second, I was like, what happens if I do this? And now I know what happens when I do this. He has to hit no triggers and he can survive, but he does, and I'll be punished because he had exact CB now to use the double Break Ride skill. So, and I whiffed the heal, which is okay. I deserve this L. Like, this was a loss well-deserved. A loss really well-deserved because he played very well, and I got completely punished for pushing that 1 damage. So, really well played by my opponent. That was insanely well played. We don't heal. Oh, sure. Really good. Genuinely impressed with that Blou play. That was very, very good. Okay, who's our second opponent gonna be? Ooh, Shin. Ah, yes, VP Farmer, of course. With Murakumo. We're going first again, which sucks. You know, it's not really a meme when people say, you know, going first equals L in Vanguard 0. Wow, this hand is actually really good. We could put back the arousal. That's what he's called in Japanese. We call him Awaking Messiah in English, but he's Arousal Messiah in JP. I do want some kind of defensive card, so I will put it back. But Arrestor is definitely a good pick. Okay, my opponent is a huge Shin fan. I think they went hard. They went hard on the Shin event, as you can see by a variety of indicators on my opponent's board. I do respect it. The Shinamon season definitely did our... I mean, he was already a cool character, but the Shinamon season definitely did our man a real solid. A real solid. Okay. Charcoal Fox. Nothing, just a 12k attacker, that's fine. I do want to see... Okay, double arresters were really good. Double arresters were really good. Here we just swing. No point to worry too much about it. Lady Battler keeps going to the bottom of the deck though. What's up with that? The thing is, Arrestor on his own isn't good enough. We need Arrestor plus boosters to make the most out of him. And sadly, the Neon Messiah isn't exactly what I mean by a good booster either. So, we do have to be a little careful here. Okay, he's also taking the early game slow, so at least that's good. At least that's good. Speaking of grade 1s that I would love to have in hand. Chaos. He'll be a good stride fodder. Let's not push here. Let's not push here. He'll be a good stride fodder. I'm praying for a grade 1 top deck somehow. Nope. At least they haven't been going to the bottom. It's mostly grade 2s they've been going to the bottom, which is concerning in its own right, but, you know, I believe in the future. In the endless potential of drawing into a grade 1, let's just say. Alright, our opponent gets the first strike turn. I guess they're going to go into the back row attacker. I am kind of excited. This is my first time playing against Yasuye and Ladder. So I'm kind of excited to see what the deck can do because I'm building it myself afterwards too. So I do look forward to seeing its potential. They're stuck in the right phase. I'm assuming they have multiple options here. Perhaps? Perhaps? Or they're just not there and they're AFK, which would be slightly concerning. Would be slightly concerning, as we're having a great game so far. I'll give them a second to come back. Oh, he wrote up. Jesus Christ. I was like looking at my tablet already. I was like, alright, let's see how long this takes. Alright, Yasuya comes down. Excellent. And let's see what our opponent's gonna stride into. Very exciting. The nice thing for Murakumo as well is that they put their units back to the bottom of the deck, so it's actually a way to dodge the Link Joker locks and stuff. So it's pretty good, but they are running out of time. They rode up and now they're like gonna just time out, which would be unfortunate. Oh, no stride fodder in hand? That's kind of odd, but I guess it's not too bad. The heal is also very good. Heal is definitely excellent. Okay, so we do get to do some lock shenanigans. Dude, my grade 1's all dying. I don't like that. Stop. Stop! Why do you get to push so much damage? Okay, grade 1 found again. I guess here we just go for We can actually go for the on-hit. The on-hit's not bad. The on-hit's not bad. It gets us to unlock our front row rear, so we can do like rear swing, van swing, restand this, swing again. I guess it's okay. I guess it's okay. Let's ditch this. I don't want to be running out of time here myself. My checks have been super blank, which really hurts. Really hurts. Really hurts. Alright. Scream about striding into the next generation. That's fine by me. Okay. We lock. And then we basically just do this. Our hand is defensive enough where I'm not worried about like doing double. I want to keep the other arrestor for next turn, so I'm gonna just swing with this and then lock the back row, so we can't use the starter next turn if he can't stride. PG is gonna go to hell as well, which is good for me, I suppose. Good for me, I suppose. And then we're gonna hit with this, and once it hits, we're gonna be able to unlock the arrestor. If we hit a trigger, okay, now we can't use the arrestor. Pain, big pain. Yeah, I'll just swing without hitting. So yeah, see, like that's basically wasting an arrestor. Like it hurts how that happens, but it does happen. All right, let's use the MSI to search out the alter ego, and now we have his back row locked at least. So that's kind of good. Our opponent needs to move because his timer is not exactly great right now. So this is only going to be a 9k, which can attack into the arrestor. And I'm assuming he's going to push 2 more damage. Now the question is like, I will have to lose my arrestor next turn just to push him to 5. And then I don't have like the stonks like big push turn. What I might do instead next turn is stride into the big crunch and lock up both front rows. Because that way I actually get to kind of like build time without losing important combo pieces that I want to do in the kill turn. That is if I don't die before that myself, right? Because he does have quite a few attacks here. So he's going to call this grade 2, which will be cloned. And she'll attack from the back row. She gets plus 2k from her skill, and the Vanguard, like the Vanguard also gives her 2k. So with this, he gets 3 attacks. No, he attacks with this, then with this, then with this. He actually takes out a lot of my hand in this turn. Strong. Could this be a Messiah DifferentFight where we don't win any games? I mean, it just would go to show how nerfed this deck has been, which is really unfortunate, but the nerfs are really not kind to it. Alright, if he doesn't hit any triggers, we don't need to actually commit the PG, but of course he does, so we will need to commit the PG. Unfortunately, and he gets a crit on top of that. Fantastic. So I guess our prayer here will be to top deck another grade 2. I might have to like commit my arrestor to survive. Yeah, that is a grade 2. We have to go for big crunch here to not die, I think. We gotta just go into the big crunch. Crunch up some numbers real quick. I can technically push damage. I just have to like... No, can I? It's really awkward actually, because the only good attacker is arrest, like the sec. I'm thinking what's a better lock target. I guess this column. Because big crunch here does stuff but not well, if that makes sense. This hits for 11, so we can push to 5, and I need to like call down both intercepts just to like survive, which kind of sucks. This is a grade 1. Yeah, we gotta play this very awkwardly. I don't like how this turn is pacing out. Calling this the back row so I can lock it next turn, basically. Alright, let's use big crunch before we forget. Lock up the last column so we can kind of try to survive next turn. I don't know. It's very awkward. It's really not panning out well for us. At least we can use Messiah's skill, the grade 3 GB2 skill, for a draw this turn, which is nice, and we can lock this back row, which is kind of sick. But sadly, no mid-battle phase unlocks for me this turn. Heal is big, though. Heal is really big. If we hit triple trigger, then we do hit. Okay, arrestor to the bottom, let's keep that in mind. Lady Battler as well, that'd be a way to enable our own attacks. Alright, we're gonna just pass on that, though. We are gonna unlock 2. And be able to use this skill to draw 1. What will it give me? Please give me a PG or something. Stride fodder. He still has potentially 3 attacks here if he goes into the back row attack stride. The back row attack stride from Vice Collection is really good, actually. Like, way better than people give it credit for, I'd say. So, in this situation, if he can... So, he can attack with this, right? And attack with this. He doesn't have a way to use the GB2 stride, which is good. So if he goes into the back row attack stride, he basically gets to attack both my rears and then attack with Vanguard to push me to 5, unless he checks a crit, in which case I just die. Harmonics is not actually that good. This doesn't actually achieve much, he just loses his hand. Yeah, this is like, I think he's gonna free both of his front rows, but I would have felt more threatened otherwise. Or just unlock one front row, that's also fine. This way he attacks into both of my front rows, but that's about it, right? He attacks both front rows with his intercepts, then swings with Vanguard, pushes me to 5, and then next turn I can stride back. I do have a Awaking or a restand, so like that Chaos, for example, is looking pretty spicy right now. Alright, third check. No crits, thank the Lord. That's the only thing that would have killed me there. So that's good. That's good. Definitely a little bit of a relief for the time being. That's a good card, actually. That's also good. Alright, well, we're going to go into the Amnesty. Discarding this because we need attackers for the time being. And we're going to self-lock the Awaking and self-lock an Intercept, and then basically swing in with whatever we get here. So do this, and do this, and pray that this multi-attack will win me the game. It's kind of sad that that's what we have to pray for, but that is what we have to pray for. This is on unlock. We just do like this. So we still get 3 attacks to face, which is not bad, per se. We don't get the crit pressure, but honestly it doesn't matter at this point anymore. Okay, Heal Guard comes out. That's fine. And we're gonna attack with this, unlock the Awaking. That's what I mean, like, when you don't have Arrestor, the Awaking still does something, you know? It still gives you an attack at least. Okay, so we do get the 4th attack out of this. Heal trigger super huge here. Might be a lifesaver, actually. Triple trigger. I am... Okay, this was super lucky. Forcing out 2 PGs now, or a double Heal Guard in this one. But... Okay, double PG. And he still lives on. Oh, but he can set up for Homura Raider here. He can set up for Homura Raider. I don't have any intercepts, but I can take 1 damage. And I can guard potentially 3 attacks, depending on how big they are. Oof. This game is rough, man. This game is really rough. Way closer than expected, too. Like... Ooh, Hard Stride? This has to be Homura Raider. No, he's going for the Kagamijishi. Kagamijishi? Yeah, Kagamijishi. Okay. So how many attacks is he gonna go through? He has both front rows. He has a back row that can swing for a good number. This will also be able to get rid of itself. Or you can keep it because now it's a 16k column, which is pretty good. But he's gonna actually bounce it to hand, search, and this calls itself, right? It doesn't go to hand. So he's gonna call out a Ataka, which is good, and there's also 16. So he goes 11 to face, we take that, and 16, I can guard one of them with a Heal Guard, and then PG. So I think we barely survive. Like, really barely, with like no cards in hand. And he has 2 intercepts, and I'm looking to top deck a Stride Fodder, like, oh my god. 8 cards in hand too. If we top deck a Stride Fodder, it's pretty big because we can do the exact same thing as last turn again. But it is pretty damn sacky. Alright, do we just top deck something good or no? Okay, he gets to... Oh, the GB2 activates at the end of turn, huh? When something goes back, when your rearguard goes back to your deck, you can search... Oh yeah, that was the whole point, yeah. That is an interesting effect. So he does get to clone back one of the grade 2s here, or the Ataka, that also works. Yes! Wait a second. So we get the lock, swing, the exact same turn as last time, right? And then we can also use the countercharger to actually get more power, I think. Or is that worth it? We self-lock this, this gives 3k, right? So we can give it to this to attack. Attacks for 10, so attacks into the intercept. This can swing face, then we swing, this restands. I guess that works. Amnesty, finish the job, please. The question is just whether we use the countercharger or not. I think it's worth it. Just to get like a bigger... Oh, Arrestor. For the time being, we do this. No matter what. And I think we also do this, because now we can have a really big restand. Oh, this is the maximum pop-off. The maximum pop-off combo. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Oh my god, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. Oh my god, you could call it art. You could call it art. Gonna get 5 attacks this turn, boys! Let's go! Okay, heal guard is fine. This is gonna lock. I could even self-lock this, but honestly there's no need to. I'm gonna boost the Vanguard. Okay, lock. Technically could, but no need to. Swing. Unlock. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. Oh, we're doing it! We're doing it! Boys and girls, we're doing it! Can you see that we're doing it? It only took me the fattest trigger checks of all time, and he still can guard. What is this game? This game is pretty godlike, not gonna lie. Okay, Chaos is gonna hit. Very fitting. Chaos Messiah out here. If he hits a heal, we can still push for 1 more damage, but those were all his heals and all his PGs. We got through everything to deliver the dub. That was a really... Both of these games were really good. Like, the Blou player we lost to, we deserved that L because we misplayed and he executed super well. This game came down to the wire. I generally thought I was dead. I thought I was dead. That came down to the wire, but that was close. That was fun. That was a good, solid game, and we got to show off like the maximum pop-off of the Messiah deck. Unfortunately, the deck still needed support, especially cards like Exilix and like Trancel's Messiah, like Lady Fencer. That's far end, but there's definitely a lot of good things to look forward to for Messiahs, but here's the deck. Feel free to mess around with it if you want to. It is really strong. It's really fun. I really do enjoy it a lot. I wouldn't say it's like tier 1 though, unfortunately, but it is like strong enough to have a lot of fun with, which is good. So have fun with it. It's definitely an enjoyable deck, and if you have 4 big crunch, that's even better. But for the time being, I'm gonna hold off on crafting more because I might get them from like the end of month like special thing that they give out, you know, like that kind of like 30 packs pre-purchase, get a free GR kind of thing that they do. But anyway guys, that is going to be it for today. If you liked the video, please do give it a like, and of course if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel because it means a lot. We're getting close to 50k, so let's try to push. Make sure you watch the old Decken Fights too. I posted the Loris one and I thought it was pretty funny, but it bombed, so that's kind of unfortunate. So, you know, it's a little bit unfortunate. Definitely a little bit of a sad boy moment, but enjoy the videos I've been uploading recently. Been going ham on the YouTubes, and of course check out the stuff in the description as usual. But anyway guys, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.